things usually don't go as planned. And while we want things to be perfect, most of the time that just isn't going to happen. Whether it's because of life circumstances or because just moment to moment things are coming up. So how do we handle that? Hi, welcome to Pages of Pizza, where I try to help creatives stay creative without experiencing burnout. So I'll just start by explaining what's happening right now. I went to record this exact video for a 30-day challenge. And for a 30-day video challenge where I tried to record a video every single day for 30 days. And what was happening is that yesterday my toilet was leaking, so I had to call the maintenance person. So he was going to arrive at an unknown time. So I had to prepare for that, wait for him to knock on my door, and he was going to be here. And thankfully it's already resolved. It's about 11 o'clock right now, but he was going to come in, and that was going to disrupt some of my time, and I didn't know when I was able to actually start recording because I didn't want to start recording and then have to come in and basically disrupt the flow. And then right after he left, right outside my apartment, someone is like cutting wood, and when I looked outside, I saw he had like 2 trucks and a table, and basically he set up shop right outside my apartment, and there's nothing I can do about it. Hopefully you can't hear it, but it's pretty much happening every 5 minutes from what I can tell. And then literally as I sat down, I can hear someone in the hallway of like the vestibule area vacuuming. Yeah, they're still vacuuming. That's kind of incredible. How are they vacuuming for this long? Why am I still holding my hand out? At any rate, today is a mess. I've just decided that I'm going to record this video no matter what. I actually had another video planned, but I decided to record this one instead because it's kind of like, it kind of highlights what this channel is about. While we want things to be perfect, it's just not going to happen. There's going to be little things that interrupt us, that break us out of our flow, and like we just have to work through it. So what are ways to work through it, quote unquote? The first method is just to accept it as part of life. If you want things to be 100% perfect 100% of the time, you're gonna have to scale back your expectations. Like, there's always that little bit of perfectionism. Even if we all know no one's perfect, nothing's perfect, technology isn't perfect, circumstances aren't perfect, but we still have kind of that subtle expectation that things can't go wrong ever. But that's not, like, things are going to go wrong. So what we have to do is prepare contingency plans. We have to prepare contingency plans. I can't say this word. We have to prepare contingency plans in the event that these things go wrong. So it might help to anticipate like what could go wrong so you can work around it. So for example, with the person working outside, I basically decided that if I hear really loud metal cutting, I'm just gonna pause for a couple seconds, minutes, however long it takes, and just accept that this video might take longer to produce than I would like. The second method is simply to just understand that most people are forgiving. I want to say like the vast majority of society and people you come across are really forgiving of less than perfect circumstances or like results. The caveat there is that you don't want it to become an excuse. If you're making excuses for every single instance, then yeah, people are going to raise some eyebrows. But if it's once in a while and it's genuine, then people will forgive you. Like if you're arriving 10 minutes late to work every single day, then yeah, people are going to raise some eyebrows. But in other circumstances, maybe showing up 10 minutes late to work isn't a big deal. Like if you're not leading the show, or like if you're not like a teacher or a presenter, maybe you don't need to show up on time. Like it really depends on the people you work with. I always wondered what it would be like to be like a metal cutter or a wood cutter and like it's not construction. What's the industry? I can't think of the industry. like architecture. It's not even architecture. I can't think of the industry. I always wonder what it would be like to do that. It's not something I would ever do. Is I'm just not cut out for it. Like I don't see myself doing it really, but I respect it. I just don't have a concept of it. Kind of just like how people don't have a concept of working on YouTube. Like some people just aren't. Their brains aren't wired that way. That's why. Okay, I think he stopped cutting. What was I saying? If you're showing up to work 10 minutes late every single day and punctuality matters and everyone else shows up like 5 minutes early, then yeah, people are gonna raise some eyebrows. But if the culture is that like people show up within the first half hour, or like people accept that you'll show up 1 minute late, or like there's a huge traffic delay and everyone is showing up like an hour late, then people are accepting of small mistakes. Or like even in the context of YouTube videos, people always say like audio matters, and yes it does, it really does. But at the same time, if you hear like a little buzz or a little clip, don't spend 3 hours editing it like I did for one video. Because most likely people are just gonna notice the blip and move on. If the rest of the video is fine, no one's gonna care. Like most people don't even notice the things that you notice. So like if you're obsessed with like how you appear when you're going on a date, or when you're going to a business meeting, or anything of the sort, like people don't notice the small details. Like you might notice the wrinkles on your shirt, but no one else does. They're focused on other things. What is it called? The spotlight effect, where people are more focused on their own imperfections than they are of other people's. So like no one is really gonna care in most contexts. And even if they do, they'll see it and just like kind of appreciate that things aren't going perfectly, because they're not perfect themselves. It's kind of humanizing to see that someone else is imperfect, because then maybe they won't judge themselves so harshly. Final thing I always tell myself, this is kind of my mantra, that plans that revolve around the precise actions of other people are always doomed to fail. But plans that revolve around your actions, and only your actions, are extremely likely to succeed. I'll repeat that, 1 for emphasis, and 2 because there's a lot of noises happening in my apartment complex today. Plans that revolve around the precise actions of other people are always doomed to fail. But plans that revolve around your actions are more likely to succeed. So really, just focus on what you can do in any given moment. Try to make your plans revolve around your actions as much as possible. Like yes, there are going to be plans that revolve around other people's actions, but don't make your plans more forgiving when it revolves around other people. For example, like if you're trying to meet up with friends and you want to go to a specific restaurant, maybe not, like you can suggest that restaurant, but if your plans aren't like specifically meeting at that restaurant, be a little flexible. Sometimes I meet at my friend's house and we said we were going to go somewhere, and then we end up going somewhere entirely different. Or, for example, we have an event that we were planning to do outside. Maybe we're going to go for a run, or some other outdoor activity, like a party was planned to be outside. It kind of helps to have a backup plan. Like if we were going to run a torrential downpour outside, we'll run with a coat on. Maybe we'll shorten the distance. Maybe some third thing I can't think of. Or if you're planning a party outside, maybe have a contingency plan to like have a contingency plan in case it rains. Maybe have some tents. Maybe have like a backup location in case weather doesn't hold out. I run with a run group every single week. Shout out to you guys. We go to a different bar or restaurant every single week. But one week, all of the restaurants and all the bars were booked out because our area's team was playing football that night. No place was able to accommodate our group. So what my group leader did instead is that he just hosted us at his house. He just happened to have food ready, which is perfect, but that kind of on the spot thinking will get you out of a lot of situations. And if those kinds of things happen, people will accept it because they'll see what's happening. Like, we knew that the football game was happening that night. So, of course, when the group leader said, yeah, we're going to my house instead, we were fine with it. And quite honestly, when we went to his house, we watched the football game. Do you have any ways to overcome perfectionism? What are some backup plans you've come up with when things don't go as planned? Let me know in the comments. Hope you guys found this helpful. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.